Hello Leo, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well, and I'm doing a reading from November 16th to the 22nd. So I already did the first half of November, so let's just kind of see what we get. Let's see if we've got... have a look. Let me pick out the Wands energy, because there's a lot of that, and obviously because we're a fire sign we're going to be getting that. So we've got Queen of Wands in reverse. We've got a lot of Wands energy going on here. Wow, a lot of fire. So, you know, this is really, this says to me, there's a real sense of personal identity coming through strongly here. Right, so Queen of Wands in reverse says to me there's something in your life that you're just not getting the idea of. You're like, I've lost the plot. You're like, I don't really understand. Maybe there's someone in your life that you're having an argument with at the moment. You're like, I just don't see where you're coming from. And you're not handling it in the best way possible. And I think this is be a situation where you feel a little bit like, you know, you're gonna make the come out of me in a minute. So, you know, you're not really handling this with the most elegance in the world. You know, you're feeling very fiery. You're feeling very like, oh, I'm in myself. So, you know, because we've got a lot of Wands energy, that makes a lot of sense. So I think we've got a situation here that's sort of souring. Maybe a friendship or a love that's just not going the right way. Having said that, we have got the Queen of Wands that I used to the clarifier in upright. So this suggests to me, because we have got it in reverse and upright, that we have got a situation which you don't understand, but it will work itself out. So this is where you're like, okay, now I start to understand you. So if you have got a situation where you're having an argument or a disagreement with somebody, know that that will work out. You need to be more understanding and patient with this person. You need to be a little bit more friendly. So, you know, when we're having an argument, we just go straight to defense, and people go, oh, you know, you're asking for it, you're dying for it, you want to fight with me, don't you? And it's just like, dude, I just asked you a question, like, don't bite my head off. And I think, you know, when we start to get angry, you know, as Leos can do, you know, we lose all sense of piety, don't we? We're like, whoa, where's the understanding gone now? You know, empathy and sympathy out the window. So I think that there is maybe an argument or, you know, something that you're having with somebody in your life. You know, it could be parent, could be love, could be a friend, could be like, hell, your teacher. You know, you're just not, you know, having a disagreement. This is going to work itself out. This is where you do need to be a bit more patient. And this is where you have to be like, look, I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to have a little bit more regality than you. You know, not to one up them, but, you know, you're going to have a bit more regality. And I think it's going to really help you. It's going to help your sense of self-development a little bit more. Because you don't like being wrong. You hate being wrong. But, you know, you kind of need to be like, look, maybe we're both wrong. You know, it's okay. Let me have a look at this Knight of Wands in reverse as well. I quite like this. So, Knight of Wands in upright really says to me, you know, this is where you have a bit of an advancement. So this is, you know, when you get a proposal of sorts, somebody gives you kind of an advancement. So this is where, you know, you have a journey. So to have this in reverse is where you're feeling very angry and frustrated that you're not getting an advancement. So this might be where the argument comes in. This is where you're like, you know, what the hell? Why am I, you know, still labouring around here and you're not giving me what you want? I'm not getting an advancement. This can be for anything, by the way. This can be for job, love, whatever. You don't have to be having an argument about it, but it does, you know, suggest to me there's an element of frustration here. You're frustrated. I think you're just like, you can't see, you know, I think for maybe somebody else that you're like, whatever it is, whatever institution or person that you're feeling like frustrated with, you can see the future clearly. You know your path paved out, but they're not reciprocating that energy. You know, so I want to use love as an example here. So for a lot of you in love, you know, you've been dealing with, maybe you've been dealing with a fellow Leo as well, and that's why you've been butting heads a lot. You know, I think you've been really craving this advancement and it's just not coming, and I think this has caused some frustration and it's caused you to start acting out you know, being angry, stop pushing out other people. You know, we've got this Two of Wands in reverse as well. So Two of Wands, this is where you're like, I know my goals. I'm being very emotionally mature about this situation. I know my goals. Why the hell are you not doing that either? So I think there's an element of disagreement here. I think there's an element of, you know, you feeling like, I want to be the winner here. I want to be the dominant one here. So again, this is a Leo thing coming through. This is why we've got a lot of Wands energy. You're like, I want to be the winner here. Why the hell won't you agree with me? You know, why won't you push that with me either? It just doesn't seem fair. We've also got Three of Wands in reverse. So this is where this adds on to you having strength. And this is where you're like, look, I'm stronger than a lot of you. So, you know, you're really feeling, you know, very like fiery warrior spirit coming through here. I think that there's an element of you having to sit back and be mature about the situation, look at the bigger picture like a Sagittarius would, and kind of gain some knowledge about the situation. This works so well with that Queen of Wands in reverse about, you know, when you have an argument, you don't always know the full story, do you? And so you start acting out because you don't know the full story. And then Page of Wands in reverse as well. So this is really, again, this idea of so this is where, you know, your sense of commitment and loyalty is tested. So this is where the kind of strength comes in. You know, I think you have very good intentions, but you tend to act out quickly, and you also kind of shut yourself down sometimes because you get disappointed that other people aren't like you. And so you're like, wow, okay, you're not really giving me the energy that I want. And so I think that comes through really strongly for this week. Judgment in reverse as well. You know, this is where, you know, we've had this judgment working with the Queen of Wands is really important. So this is where you're going to feel a little bit more cooperative. So this is where you're like, I'm going to have to get over myself. I think you're going to have a realization that in this week for these days that you need to keep working on. You need to kind of move along. And for a lot of you, I think this really works with that, you know, Knight of Wands in reverse. For a lot of you, this is a job. You're not getting a promotion. You're not getting advancement. Maybe you're working super hard during the pandemic and you're not getting the recognition, acknowledgement for it, sorry. And you know, others it's love. It's like you know, I'm feeling annoyed. For some of you going through a divorce, those divorce papers ain't going through quick enough. You're like, it's like, come on, get on with it. I'm getting frustrated, and you're having an argument about it. Okay, for some of you, there's just a delay. There's an element of moving things around. For others, on the other hand, there is a real sense of speed here. So there's a real sense of being like, okay, I'm making real headway here. But I'm not getting what I want. So it's like, you know, when you say, I'm doing 3 steps forward and 4 steps back, you know, there is an element of you moving forward, but things keep delaying it. We've also got this Swords energy. So we've got 8 of Swords in reverse. So this is where, you know, you've gone through this crisis, you've gone through a little bit of an element of feeling trapped, and now you're wanting to turn that around. You're like, hey, I'm feeling myself, I want to keep pushing forward. This is like where you're saying, I'm not going to take anything lying down. This is coming through for a lot of the signs. You're not wanting to take anything for granted either. I think you're going to start feeling a bit more grateful for what you have. I think that's really important. And then Page of Pentacles, again, this is where you want a bit of freedom as well. You don't want to feel trapped. You know, that 8 of Swords is about entrapment. You don't want to feel trapped. You want to feel free. You want to feel bursting with energy. You want to feel really good. So I think that is coming through. So I think for a lot of you, you're having an argument. Things are not moving forward as much as you want. But I think for a lot of you, just kind of, you have got a bit of freedom there with the Page of Pentacles and a bit of hope as well. And that Queen of Wands as well, we're going to have that understanding. So just keep moving forward and keep pushing on. So that was your reading. Quite a quick one, but I think it kind of just summarises everything really nicely. If you did like it, please like, comment and subscribe, and thank you very much.